We're live now. It's been a long 4 days with Doug, with Sam, and Bob. Bob is Tammy's husband, and today, after 4 days of searching, we were able to take the clues that we had and come back to ground zero as the clue was Sadie. And so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown because this is breaking news. I told you guys I wasn't really going to do any more live streams unless we had something to share. And today we have, something incredible to share is that another family. I haven't choked up all day, okay? Like, this has just been a very long, exhausting day. So bear with me. Bob and Tammy have been married for 42 years, high school sweethearts. And for the last 3 years, Bob has been looking for Tammy. Bob's entire family's been looking for Tammy. And it's so much so that, Bob is on the river. It was suspected that, we don't have the answers as to what exactly happened to Tammy, other than we do know that we found her in the river today with her vehicle. The short of it is Tammy ended up leaving her home Thursday morning. And we're going to share all of this with you in a 4-part series, but it's going to take us a month to edit this properly. And so right now we have Randy releases out, and we'll release this one in June or July for you. Because this is not just a story of Bob. This is not just a story of us. This is a story of adventures with purpose, that you are all adventures with purpose that have put us here in this location today, this week, the opportunity to serve our fellow man. And the clues that we had to go on was that Tammy left the home around 7:30 in the morning. And when she did so, she took her best friend with her. And her best friend is Sadie, her dog. Sadie was found or spotted later on that afternoon around 1 p.m. And then the next morning, Sadie was spotted around 5 a.m. down by the river, wet, pacing back and forth frantically. And this is, 5-6 miles away from Bob and Tammy's home. Later on throughout the day, on that Friday, Sadie was spotted over the course of the next 2 or 3 miles heading back towards town until Sadie recognized a property on the other side of the river. We're in Great Falls, Montana is where we're at. And on the other side of the river was 2 of Sadie's friends, was Tex and Jesse, to where Sadie made the decision to swim across 200 yards of river, 150, 200 yards of river.
Tex and Jesse are other dogs.
And Sadie was exhausted. Somebody found Sadie, put it on Facebook, and it wasn't that long until, the community knew, whose dog this was. The thing is we had cell phone pings. We had sightings of the dog. We had routes that Tammy would take. We have, the Missouri River, that goes down through all of town. And I mean, this thing just winds and it bends. And I mean, I don't even know how many miles of river we've searched in the last couple of days. But at the end of it, today on day 4, we were in talking with Bob. Bob has been incredible. It feels like, the moment we've been talking with Bob, it felt like Bob was just family right out of the gate with us. And today it was, kind of a sad discussion to have with Bob, because it's like, Bob, we've exhausted everything. We have nowhere else to look. And after we're done searching today, Bob, I'm sorry, you now have check marks as to where Tammy is not, but we are going to have to go home to our families. And I think for us, it was the circling back to, we couldn't let go of the clue of Sadie. Sadie was seen within a quarter mile, half mile stretch for almost 24 hours is where she was spotted, and in the water, pacing, nervous. And so that's where our morning search began. Was we have to go back over there. We have to. I don't care if it's nowhere near a boat ramp or the edge of a road, whether we're treating this as an accident, if we're treating it as a on purpose, if we're treating this as a foul play, we have to leave no stone unturned for Bob. So we can say, Bob, 100%, you need to continue looking elsewhere. And I don't even know what time it was. It was, almost right off the bat that no cell phone service in this area. Sam and I were in the boat, and we've had this feeling in the past. The moment something pops up on our sonar, it's like that is exactly what it is we've been looking for. And so here's where we're at. I appreciate these guys coming along. It was a 12, 13, 14-hour drive, and it just happened to work out that we were all able to come together at this moment in time to come help somebody else, to come help another family too. We were so hopeful on day one. We were so hopeful on day two. We were so hopeful on day three. We were kind of it's time to go home. There's nothing else we can do. I can't say that we were real hopeful today. I'll speak for myself.
Yeah,
but in honesty, we're hopeful every day that we do go out.
Yeah, today was our last day. If anything was going to happen, it had to have been now, and everything just came together. Just like you said, So the dog Sadie, it's not a swimming dog. It doesn't swim. It doesn't like the water. It doesn't get in the water. It doesn't play in the water. And she was found. She was wet. She wasn't leaving the river. We just could not get that out of our heads. We just understand how animals work, and we heard stories about animals how they'll stay in a certain place, where they last seen their owner, or something tragic would happen, and so we knew that we just couldn't dismiss that, and then after searching, just like Jared said, we discussed amongst ourselves, and we just decided to go back to square one, start again. Maybe we missed something. But Doug, echoing, all of us were echoing the same thing. It just amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for the support to the family. Thank you to other divers. Thank you to the law enforcement that came out. They were so great to work with. They welcomed us with open arms. Wonderful law enforcement here in this town. It was just a wonderful collaboration of a lot of people coming together to serve.
We stuck with what we knew. We knew the dog was important, and we didn't give up, and that's why we found Tammy. We searched this entire city, everywhere. Where there was a body of water, we searched, and we just held true to the facts that we knew. And when we had nothing else to rely on, we relied on those, and that proved to be the smoking gun. It was the dog. We stuck to it. We went back. We knew we were missing something, and sure enough, it's amazing to give these answers to somebody who never had answers. That's just mind blowing.
And with this one also, I won't give too much of the actual video and the story away, but this is we've discussed things like this in the past, with the mental struggles, the health struggles that some people have in life, and how Adventures of Purpose has brought all of us together. That we do get emails, almost daily that says, you've been able to save me. And with Bob and his story, he's like, Jared, he goes, this is, some families have like these dirty little secrets that they just don't want to talk about. They want to hold them to the chest. But I feel like Tammy's story needs to be out there, because although I know that Tammy is no longer with us, Bob's words, in sharing this story, I hope that it can help somebody else. And, and that's our purposes has really grown to a place where I didn't even know that if you would have told me a year ago or 2 years ago that we'd be here, I'd be like, I don't believe you. It was an adventure getting in the water, and we ended up cell phones and tin cans is how this all started. But it grew because you guys saw what we were doing and what our abilities were just as divers, and then asking us, Jerry, can you help? Sam, can you help? Doug, Dan, everybody that's ever been involved, can you help? And Dan here's just texted me. He's unfortunately not with us here today. You couldn't make the trip, and he's nice work today, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Miss you, man.
We do miss Dan a lot because this guy is not as good as camera guy as Dan is. So, but I appreciate it.
He makes up for it in other ways, though.
Yes.
He definitely brings his skill set.
Yes. So all of us coming together, whether it's you guys, just those that are just watching, liking, subscribing, if it's those of you that do have the ability to become members, we do kick videos out early for you is our only way of saying thank you. We do have our website adventureswithpurpose.com as well, to where we have the merchandise, to where it's not just if you want to donate, we really appreciate that, because all of this coming together is what has allowed us to focus on this full time. Sam is full time. I'm full time. Doug still has other obligations, and he would love to be full time with us, but at this moment in time, he was able to come to Tennessee with us, and he was able to come with us to on this trip. But it's the other people that meet up with us along the way. There's another couple, Jim and Katie from Helena, that are Butte, that met up with us on this one. This search and rescue recovery divers as well. And with that one, I don't want to ramble on too long, other than we really appreciate all of you. We will have this out to share it with you, because this is your story. This is our story. This is Bob's story. This is the story of sharing it around the world, so that way maybe a family in need will be able to see this, so we can go help them as well. And really, on that note, I'm going to just say that we are going to dinner. We're exhausted. I don't know if I really want to put together an open invite. I mean, I do like all of you. So, I mean, if you happen to be, don't.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay.
Love you guys.
I was going to tell you where we were going, because
Sorry, guys.
So we are going to dinner. We're craving a T-bone. We're in Montana. They have incredible food, so that's where we're going to go tonight. On that note, I'm going to be quiet and let the two of you wrap this up.
I think that's pretty much it's everything. I'm grateful for you guys. Just grateful to be here on the Adventures with Purpose trip, hanging out with my buddy Jared and Doug, and just we did it. As a community, we did it. For another family, we did it. I just thank you, and I'm glad that we can all share this victory together.
Yeah, thank you guys for all that you do for Adventures with Purpose. It is an understatement when Jared says that this is all you. And it's all because of you. It's all because of the way you help and support the channel. So please make sure you like, you subscribe, you share, and spread the word.
On that note, we appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next one. Later. Bye.